Hey guys, what's going on? Ryan from Corolla Customs here, and in this video we're going to talk about the 5 things that you can do to keep your car running forever. Coming up. Alrighty guys, so let's jump right into the video. The first thing that you can do to keep your car running forever is an oil change. When you're changing the oil, you're changing out that nasty fluids, the fluids that's collecting any metal debris from inside the engine and just keeping all the parts lubricated. After a while, the body of the oil loses its density, which makes it less effective for the car's engine to run. Now, certain oils last a different amount of mileage. Synthetic oils, they say, last up to 10,000 to 15,000 miles. I don't really believe that. For me, I change mine every 4,500 miles, and people might think that that's a waste of money and they're gonna say that I'm just wasting oil, but it's better to be safe than sorry. I rather replace it at 4,500 instead of 10,000. I just don't believe it. Remember, the dealers say that to replace it at 10,000. I believe they're just telling you that. So when something happens to it, you have no choice but to bring it to them to get fixed. So that's the number 1 tip. Tip number 2. So the second tip is to change your air filter in your car. The purpose of the air filter is to collect any of the contaminants on that filter before the air enters your engine. Just like a human, when you're doing body work and you're breathing in all that dust, or you're doing anything around the house, you put on a face mask because you don't want to clog your lungs with dirty particulates. So what do? You cover your face with your face mask, and you're breathing in, you know, cleaner oxygen rather than dealing with all those pollens and particulates that's going to cause you to sneeze and possibly get lung cancer. So just like the engine in a car, it needs to breathe clean air, and what do you do to protect that? You put in a filter, so make sure you change that. Tip number 3. So the third thing that I recommend you change in your car is your cabin filter. Just like your air filter, just like you need to breathe something clean, you change the cabin filter. The purpose of that cabin filter is to collect all the pollen, dirt, contaminants from entering through your AC system, through your heat, into your car, which is gonna go into your lungs and cause all kinds of issues. So those cabin filters are there to protect you from any pollen, dirt, debris, anything like that. You can tell when your cabin air filter is possibly dirty when you turn on the AC vents and you start to sneeze, or your car starts to smell weird. You just pop open the glove box, pull out the cabin filter. If it's clogged, knock it out. If you can see light through it, you're okay to use it. But other than that, if it's clogged and you can't see any light passing through it when you hold it up in the sun or through a flashlight, replace it immediately so you can breathe that amazing air quality. Tip number 4. Every time I change the oil in my car, I definitely use a gas treatment in it. A lot of people won't agree with me, whatever, I don't care, but this is my take on it. I put some gas treatment in the vehicle because I know that by adding that, you know, it's gonna keep the carbon deposits low, it's gonna keep my valves clean, it's gonna keep the gum out of the system. And on top of that, I also put in 93 premium gas, even though the car calls for regular. Why do I do that? Because I believe it doesn't, you know, leave carbon deposits. Everything is much more cleaner, and my car performs a lot better. Now there's an entire topic of that premium doesn't do anything different than regular gas, and people just say you're just throwing your money away. Let me tell you something about what people say. You can't listen to what everyone says. I do what I do. My car runs amazing. Every vehicle I've had, I've always put in 93, and I've never had an issue with a catalytic converter. My car always burns clean, and it runs amazing. Whenever I sit in a car that's running with regular, I can tell the difference when you put in regular to premium. So next time you're out there, try putting in some premium and see how it runs. I guarantee you'll like it. Tip number 5. Finally, we're up to tip number 5, and this is something that is very dear to me. Clean your car. If you want your car lasting long, clean it, treat it right. It takes you from point A to B. Wouldn't you rather sit in a clean car than something that's messy and dirty? If you keep it clean, people will notice that. You keep the body clean, you keep the interior clean, you're breathing in fresh air, you make it smell nice. It's going to make you feel better. Plus, it's also good for the energetical atmosphere in the body. It makes you feel better about yourself. You know, you're coming into a very clean car, taking you from point A to B. And when people sit in there, they're gonna notice how clean it is. They're gonna admire you and be like, wow, you're a very clean person, even though your house is probably filthy, but the car is what you're gonna keep clean. So that is my top 5 things to keep your car lasting forever. If you guys have anything different that you do and you want to leave it in the comment section below, definitely do that so I can try it out and see how well it works for me, or we can make a whole nother video on what you guys think. If you guys have anything mean to say, please don't post it in the comment section below, because we only like positivity up in here. And yeah, if you're negative, I'm just gonna block you. Well, actually, no, I'll probably just leave it because it's funny sometimes. I read some of y'all comments and it's hilarious. But yeah. But with that being said, be positive, keep strong, keep doing what you're doing, clean your car, change your air filter, change your oil, change your cabin filter, and add your gas treatment, and you'll be alright. Peace.